everyone, today is the last day of May, I think, or maybe tomorrow is. I'm not really sure. Anyway, it's really close to the end of May and it's time for my May wrap up and my June TBR. So today we're going to start off with what I read in May. And when I was trying to figure out all the books and everything, I realized I read a lot more than I thought I did in May. First book that I read was a reread, and that was of The Fault in Our Stars. This is just the dust jacket because I'm currently loaning the book out to my mother. I read it on my e-reader while I was away in Cuba for my trip. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I may have a review on Goodreads, I don't know, because it's been a while since I first read it, but I absolutely enjoyed it. If you have not read this book, I'm wondering where have you been and why are you not at the store instead of watching this movie? The next book I started in May, but I haven't finished, is A Game of Thrones by George R. R. Martin. This is the first book in the Song of Ice and Fire series, and I managed to get to page 537. I decided to put this down when I was reading Beowulf because they are both based around similar times, so I needed to take a break from all the historicalness to these books. So I decided to put it down and I may pick it up next month. I'm not sure yet. Another book that I finished while on my Cuba trip was Dorothy Must Die. I started this in April and I finished it in May, so I'm going to count it as a May read. I really enjoyed this book. I felt that a lot happened, but at the same not very much, so I'm really looking forward to the next book. I believe I gave this 5 stars. This book is based about a girl who gets swept up in a tornado to the land of Oz, but it's not the Oz that we read in the books or saw in the movie. It is now this dictated land, and it has been taken over by Dorothy, who has decided to keep magic for herself. And it's just really interesting, and it's definitely a really good twist on the story. The next book I finished is The Selection by Kira Cass. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about this book in this wrap up because I plan on doing a separate video for this book, so expect that out within the next week or so. I will say this, that the book was actually very good and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, I believe. Or 4, I can't quite remember. 4 or 5, but it was still good. I'll talk more about it in that review. And the last book that I finished in this month, and because there's only a couple days left, is Aristotle and Dante, Discover the Secrets of the Universe. This book was phenomenal. I would give it 10 stars if I could, because it's just one of those books that it's really hits you home, like it affects you almost. I just absolutely loved it, and I would definitely recommend this to everyone to read. Pretty much if you liked The Fault in Our Stars, or if you liked Perks of Being a Wallflower, you will absolutely love this book because it is phenomenal. So those are all the books that I read in the month of May. There are 4 3/4 books, which is pretty good considering I seem to have a 4 book a month thing going for me, which is good, I think. 1 book a week is actually pretty good. Now let's talk about the books that I'm going to be reading in June. Last night when I finished Aristotle and Dante, Discovers the Secret of the Universe, I picked up City of Fallen Angels. This was the book that I had laid to the side because I wanted to be able to pick it up when I was ready to read it, because City of Heavenly Fire had come out on the 27th, so I wanted to get around to reading this book, and then Lost Souls, and then eventually City of Heavenly Fire. So I picked this up last night. I'm not even finished the first chapter because there's like 30 pages and it was 1 o'clock in the morning at this point. So I do have this picked up and I am reading it, and I plan on finishing it very soon. And over the summer, starting in June, there will be exactly 4 months until October when The Blood of Olympus comes out, and I haven't read any of the Heroes of Olympus books. So my plan over the summer is to read 1 book a month, and the first book is The Lost Hero. So I will be reading this in June, and then in July I'll read the 2nd, and then the 3rd, and then the 4th, and then Blood of Olympus will come out. So it's a pretty hefty book, so I'm hoping I'll get through it. I'm sure I will. It might take me a couple weeks, or it might take me 1 week, or it might take me a couple days. I don't really know with these things, but I am really looking forward to reading this because I've heard many good things about this on YouTube and in real life. So yeah, and other than those two books, I would like to be able to finish a Game of Thrones. I'm not saying I will finish it, I'm just saying I would like to, but at the same time, I'm still going to be in school and we're reading a lot of the Old English, so I may not even finish it until the end of the summer. I'm not pressuring myself to finish Game of Thrones because they are very hefty books and it's something that I'm not really used to reading. So I'm kind of going through it at my own pace and figuring out, who knows, it's only 300 pages. I may end up finishing it. And we will find out at the end of next month. That is all for today. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of these videos, hit the subscribe button. My channel turns 1 year old in August and I would like to reach a 100 subscriber goal by then. So that would be fantastic. I will see you next time. Bye!